Today we're gonna try something that I don't think I've ever done before, and that is I'm gonna do a strategy that is going to be written by you guys. So in one of my past videos, I actually screenshotted a comment which had a strategy in it that they wanted me to try, and so the comment goes like this: can you show the nasty Comanche plus Lord of the Abyss synergy, especially this strategy? Gluestorm, Comanche Commander plus Gwen plus Lord of the Abyss. Now, spoiler alert, this is actually a really good strategy. So this is something that actually works, but I have not tried it myself. So let's see if we can make this thing work. This is, by the way, a really nasty and a really strong strategy because of the synergy between all of these towers. So let me just quickly explain to you guys what are the changes that happen to these towers and why this thing works. So starting with the Comanche Commander, this is a tower that's been getting buff after buff for a very long time now. In the tier list, this thing is getting ranked as S- tier, so it's actually like a pretty decent tower by itself. And what it lacks is essentially two things: it lacks spears and it lacks deity popping power, and this is where the Lord of the Abyss and Gwen and the Gluestorm come in. Now, if you guys are paying attention to the patch notes, in update 45, actually the Lord of the Abyss got a lot more powerful. Its spears buff got increased from 30 to 40%, and then its price got down by like a couple of $1,000s. I think it was like 6k or something like that. By the way, is this gonna be fine for round 10? I think it is. I think the NG is gonna hold by himself. Yeah, there we go. And then the use of Gwen and the Gluestorm is essentially so that we can deal with DDTs later on. Everything else basically is getting covered by the Comanche Commander, so it's nice versus ceramics. You're gonna give it a lot of extra pierce with the missiles from both the small and the big Comanche. It's just gonna be going through like a million Bloons because they already have a high pierce amount anyways. But while we're doing this video, I actually wanted to talk to you guys about tomorrow's video, because that one is gonna be one that you don't want to miss. And it's not gonna be because of the content. I'm gonna tell you guys what the video is gonna be like right now. It's gonna be a community map that I want to showcase, but it's what I'm gonna be talking about, which is gonna be the fun part. Wait, let's actually see how we can do. Oh, wait, we can actually buy Gwen. Let me see if I can buy it fast enough. So we got Gwen. Are we defending the backline though with the NG? Yes, we are. There we go. That's very nice. So tomorrow, something that we can actually talk to you guys about is going to be BTD Legends, which is gonna be the new DLC coming out with the next update. And we actually got the green light from Ninja Kiwi to play this thing, so we actually got access to it. I haven't tried it yet, by the way, so at the time of recording of this video, I still haven't tried it, but we got access to it, so I'm actually gonna do it. And for tomorrow's video, I'm gonna be able to talk to you guys about it. So Ninja Kiwi was like, yeah, you guys can tell the people what's going on with this, but don't be too specific, right? So I actually cannot wait to try out Bloons BTD Legends, and it's gonna be amazing. So far, I only know the things that you guys know, by the way. Oh, we need to do something for this one, so I think it's just gonna be the cocktail. So I think I'm gonna use the cocktail a little bit earlier, by the way, on this round. And yeah, so that's gonna be enough for this round. And then for 24, we're gonna need to buy the Echo Sense Precision. But before we do that, I think I'm just gonna buy the Airburst Darts just for a little bit more damage on the sub, and I think I'm done with upgrading the sub for now. So yeah, so far the only thing that we know of from BTD Legends is pretty much what they've shown in the teasers. They're gonna be dropping another video. I think it's gonna be this week as well, so there's gonna be even more content shown from Ninja Kiwi themselves. But we are actually gonna talk about some of the stuff happening in BTD Legends tomorrow, so that's gonna be a fun one. So make sure you stick around for that one. Now let's move back to this one and just the thing that we want to do for this strategy, the Comanche Commander strategy. So what I wanted to do is I want to greed out a lot, actually. So we're dealing with a lot of expensive upgrades. So the heli itself is like 1.7k, so that's a pretty beefy upgrade. And then we're gonna get a lot of discounts, so like the Moab Shove, the Abyss Dweller is like 2,000 himself, and then also, you know, all the other side towers that we're gonna be buying. So I just want to greed out like 1 or maybe 2 discount villages before we buy it. And I think we can somehow manage to get through 35, especially this part, the rainbow. So then it's gonna be a bunch of black Bloons following these guys. So if we can defeat this thing, I think we're fine, actually. Oh no, this is not looking good already. Look at this thing. We have an entire white Bloons leaking. All right. Okay, so the first thing that we can do is I could probably use the cocktail like this for the rainbows, and I want to use it a little bit earlier so we get the cooldown back for 36 in case we need it. And then the money's like still not there. We're missing about $500 at this point. You're gonna get a discount, by the way, on the base upgrade, but you need to have the money in order to be able to buy it in the first place. So let's see if this is gonna be enough versus these guys. I don't know. So the cooldown on the cocktail is actually gonna come back, it seems like, for 36, but how is it looking? Oh, these guys are burning up. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Barely. Okay, so let's buy the heli in the range of both discounts. Let's just kind of move it back to follow these pink Bloons. We have the cocktail up, by the way, so I'm using it. Oh, I was a little bit slow, I think. Okay, so we definitely have this one. I just need to be a little bit quicker. So let's buy the heli platform, and then I think we're just going for the quad darts as soon as possible. We're also gonna have the cocktail in a second, so let's just use it. Oh no, look at the placement on the cocktail. I should have moved it back. Let's see if we can save this. Let's buy the quad darts, and yeah, we actually do have this one, it seems like. Yeah, so let's just get the pursuit, and I think we would have stabilized at this point, right? Yes, there we go. That's so much better. So now the next thing thing that we're going for is going to be the Moab Shop, which is a beefy upgrade by itself, 2.6k. So if we can make this thing happen for the Moab around 40, that's going to be like the ideal scenario for this entire run. So let's just move the cocktail back like this for the ceramics coming out of the Moab, and let's see if we can make 2.6k. And look at this, absolutely perfect. I mean, what more can you ask for? We greeded out a lot and we still made it happen. So bam, let's buy the Moab Shop as fast as possible so we get it. We also get like this little rocket attack, which has a small amount of pierce, but it's really nice so it can deal with all these small balloons. And now look at this thing, we get the Moab Shop. We're gonna defeat the ceramics with Guns Cocktail, by the way, because our damage is not exactly that good, so you use the ability like this, and there it is. Alright, finally, so now we get to stabilize a little bit. So let's actually start playing BTD6. Finally, let's buy up some stuff. So for example, I want to get the Abyss Dweller. This is gonna start the pierce thingy going onto the heli, but we're gonna need the bigger upgrades first. I think the Abyss Dweller gives like 10% pierce if I'm not mistaken, which is not too much, but it's like better than nothing. Oh, we also probably need to buy some other stuff, like for example, it's kind of the range of this village. Yeah, he is. So I'm checking because this guy is gonna have to be the bigger radius in the jungle jump, so it affects. Oh, it doesn't affect it. That's completely fine, I guess. Let's buy the radar scanner as well, so we give the heli a little bit counter detection. Yes, this is absolutely the point in the game in which you stabilize. So let's get the Abyssal Warrior as well. This guy is just such a good tier 4 tower. It's insane the thing that it gives you for the amount of money that you spend on it. And if you guys are doing this strategy, you don't have to complicate your life by, you know, buying discount villages and stuff like that, because these towers are like cheap-ish anyways. Let me also buy this thing. We're gonna go for a 401 actually on the Alchemist because it's buffing a lot of towers at the same time. And the game is absolutely on. So round 53, we're buying the Comanche defense right now, and this is a really important, actually a really important factor in just selecting another brick as the map that we're playing on, because the Comanche commander triggers at when Bloons pass a certain percentage of the track, and because another brick is not exactly the longest of maps, we're gonna get a lot more triggers onto these small Comanches. So you know, if you guys are doing this strategy, you might want to keep this thing like in the back of your mind, because when you get the Comanche commander right, you're gonna get all 3 of them anyways, but until you get there, it's gonna be a while, right? And yeah, I mean, look at this thing, it's not even close, and it's not gonna be close for a while now just because of how good this combo is. We're also getting a lot of extra pierce now thanks to the Abyssal Warrior. I think the extra pierce is 20%, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the correct number. And then the Lord of the Abyss goes up to 40. So all of these missiles, especially the missiles on the small Comanches, they have like 80 pierce themselves. So when you get 40% extra on 80 pierce, that is a bonus of 32 pierce. That's like 112 pierce in total. You also get a nice pierce buff onto these dart attacks, which is always really nice. And this is, by the way, around 63. Some blues actually are making it to the other side, but we are actually gonna fix all of those problems. So we're gonna go for the glues actually later on, so we can you know, both the Relentless and the Glue Storm, so we can stun the Moab class balloons and just slow down the ceramics as well. But so far the thing that I'm going for next is gonna be the Lord of the Abyss. So this is like a 25k, and because of its ultra cheap price tag, we should be able to afford this thing. I think it's gonna be a this round once we defeat both of these BFBs. And let me just see how far these guys are gonna make it. Oh my god, that was like 2 BFBs. We only got to 1 proc on the small helis, and what that means is that the Bloons made it 25% into the track, so that is absolutely nothing, guys. And finally, let's get the Lord of the Abyss. This guy actually does a decent amount of damage himself. He also got his tridents buffed in the latest, well, not the latest, but update 45. So he is like a decent tower overall himself, and now it's just, you know, getting to the Comanche commander and just making this whole thing work. You guys might have noticed that I hadn't uploaded a video in like the past 3, or I think it was 3 days or 4 days or something like that, and that's because I got the flu, guys, and it was really bad, especially during the weekend. And I'm still not at the 100% yet, but I'm good enough, so you guys might hear it in my voice, but I'm good enough so that I can record videos. So this is my first time, or I should say first video back, and it's coming in just like a spectacular time, especially with like the BTD Legends type of stuff coming in the early access, so that's gonna be amazing. And just not like talking about the Legends DLC, but also like talking about BT6 in general. I'm super excited about the, let me just use the level 10 ability, by the way, let's just swipe these ceramics. But yeah, I'm super excited about the future of BT6. So BTD Legends is going to be like a different system, I guess. It's gonna be like its own thing. It's not just that, but it's the fact that after that update, I think NinjaQ announced it for the April update of BT6, we're gonna get the game editor finally, which is gonna allow everyone to just go ham with BT6. So they're gonna open up BT6's code, and you're gonna be able to do some crazy stuff inside of the game as well. So like this entire year is gonna be huge for BT6 in general, and I'm super excited about the content that we're gonna be able to make. I'm also excited about the things that you guys are gonna be able to create. So in a way, you know, mods are gonna be legal. That's how I'm looking at the game editor. You know, nowadays if you play a mod, your account is gonna be flagged, but if you do it through the game editor, it's gonna be fine. So I'm super excited about that because I've never played with mods like ever. I don't think I've never uploaded a modded BT6 video in my life, and I'm just super excited to get into content like that. So we are actually getting really close to the Comanche commander, so this is gonna be a very early one, and this is like another good thing about this strategy because all the towers and the game-winning towers that you're buying are like super cheap, so it's not like even a difficult thing to get to them, and they're gonna win you the game anyway. So look at this thing, round 82, bam, we get the Comanche commander, we get the extra Comanches, we have the Lord of the Abyss, so these guys are all getting their extra Pierce, and on Gwen's level 17, which she's gonna reach on the, I think it's gonna be the next round, right? It's gonna be 83, her heated up is actually gonna give all these guys +1 damage and +2 damage to lead balloons, which is essentially gonna be deities, right? That's the only thing that we care about. Yeah, that's absolutely wild. This is round 86, 45 balloons. I guess they are gonna have a little bit of an issue versus 45 balloons, but I don't expect it's gonna be too much. So I think it's time for us to buy the Relentless glue and all these other support towers so that we can actually just keep this thing going. I mean, if we imagine that the track is only up until this point where my mouse is, can we win? Like, are these guys gonna allow for any balloon to make it past this point? I don't think that that's gonna happen, honestly. Way too good, guys, way too good. This is like, you guys, the guy that left the comment knew his stuff. Like, he knew what he was asking me to do. Like, he knew that this was a really good strategy. So it makes for a really fun video because if you guys didn't know about this, you can actually do it by yourselves and you can give it a shot, and you can actually border a bunch of maps. I feel like in BT6 using this. So we're encountering our first DT, so I'm going to use the level 10 ability, which procs the heated up always on your towers. By the way, they made it somewhat recently so that she has, I think, 100% uptime onto the heated up regardless, as long as Gwen's attacking. And if you have her close to the track, well, she is going to be attacking most of the time. And look at just what's happening. This is around 91, and these guys are not even making it like next to the Lord of the Abyss. Alright, so 92 getting melted, and then let's get ready for 95 and 99. The Gwen's heat up is probably going to be active like for the majority of time, but this whole strategy works really well with these damage amplifiers, especially the glue storm, because you have so many projectiles, and all of those projectiles are going to be getting the +2 damage. And by the way, TTTs are getting melted because the heat up is passively active, as you guys can see here. And this also eliminates the need for something like an MIB, but if you don't want to go for the glue storm, then yeah, you should probably be getting the MIB. Or if you don't want to go for Gwen, you want to combine it with another hero, that's completely fine as well. So 94, this is a beefy round, so a bunch of balloons. The trick with this one is that there are still no 45 balloons, so this is a relatively easy round, I want to say, in comparison to what's going to be coming out later down the line. But yeah, 94, this is just being kept in one place, and it's not actually going anywhere. I mean, maybe something else that we could do if we want to keep all of these balloons in one spot. We could get something like a Sabo. So let's buy a Sabo actually for round 98. Let's see if we can keep the entire round, like, not getting past like the glue storm or something like that. That's gonna be funny. But let's watch 95. So for 95, I'm actually gonna trigger both the heated up and the glue storm so that we just do as much damage as possible to these DTs. So they're gonna come out right about now, I feel like. Here we go. So let's use both abilities. Let's just max buff. And are we gonna stop these DTs from, like, I don't know, reaching the Lord of the Abyss even? Like, is this guy, yeah, he's not getting any pops, which means that these balloons are popping as soon as they're entering the track. That is absolutely insane how much damage this thing is doing. Oh, he got some pops. He got some pops. And there goes round 95. That wasn't even close. Like, we didn't even see the rounds. That's what's, I guess, a little bit annoying about this strategy, is that when you're trying to record a video, you want to showcase how the thing is popping the balloons, but this thing is popping balloons so fast that we're not even seeing balloons. Like, there are no balloons for us to see them get popped. This is how good this thing is. So let's use the glue storm again, and I want to get ready for around 100 actually, and the bad balloons. So I'm gonna buy a first strike. I think I'm gonna actually go for 2 first strikes if we can afford it, so we pop the bad as fast as possible as well. And this is gonna be around 96. So this one actually has some 45 balloons. We did not really see them because we're keeping everyone in one spot. So yeah, there goes 96, by the way. All right, so this is the big one. So let's do it like this. I'm gonna use all abilities on this round because I think that at least the necessary ones are gonna come back off cooldown for the next ones when we need them. But this is 98, so we're just gonna go all out with the damage. I think I'm even gonna use Gwen's cocktail. So let's actually have the cocktail like this. Let's use it into the middle of everything, and just let's see if the strongest, the beefiest round in BT6 is actually gonna go like anywhere thanks to these Comanches. Oh, is it actually gonna pull through? Some 45 balloons leftovers. Yeah, the buffs from some of these towers have expired, so I think that's why we're seeing this thing. But no, they're just keeping everyone in place. Look at this thing. The entire round 98 popped before it even passes the corner. That is absolutely wild. All right, so for 99, let's use the Glowstone for these 45 deities, and then I think we're barely gonna have the money for the second first strike, but I'm not sure if it's gonna come off cooldown. Oh, we don't even make the money, but that's gonna be fine. So let's use one of the first strikes. Let's use Gwen's Cocktail, and then we're gonna have the Sabo plus the heated up passive trigger thanks to the Firestorm. So let's use the Firestorm as well. And then how fast can we get rid of a bad balloon thanks to the Comanche commanders? Oh, this one is actually gonna make it a little bit further, guys. Let's use the Sabo. It finally popped, and yeah, just look at how good these guys are. I mean, this is absolutely insane. We didn't even get the triggers, by the way, on the Comanche defense. Now, I think we only got like the 25% triggers, so that's gonna be like only one of the Comanches, but look at how much damage this thing is doing. And this is exactly why this is an S- tier tower. It's just so good nowadays. If you guys haven't tried this strategy, make sure to do so. It is absolutely OP, but that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.